it just us?
Yes, for now, let's wait. I think others may join. It's again New Year, right?
Yeah.
It's I don't think folks have come out of hibernation yet. So
I think didn't Steve say there was somebody he was working with that had a demo possibly to do today?
yes.
The Helm stuff?
That's correct. Andy is going to do a demo, I think. Let's see. Let me just ping them. Hi, Sarah. I believe we have never met.
Hi, yeah. It's nice to meet you all. I'm just kind of eavesdropping in as my dogs find things to bark at today. So
Okay. Hey, Brandon. So Andy was going to give us a demo on Helm and OCI Surge. So he wrote a patch on Zot, taking advantage of the GraphQL interface. But right now, he's on a train in Germany, so I don't think he'll be able to join. Okay, so let's look at the agenda items. Let me share what happened last week. So action items. Okay, the first action item was to promote the use cases to the front page because the front page was not in a great shape. So that has been merged. So we sort of making slow progress. So at least people who land here and understand where this is going. Mark this as done. Oh, really? Okay. This needs to be done. Reach out to package manager. So I did reach out to a few folks, but I think it's on the holidays. Didn't hear back much. Package managers, focus on him. Yeah. So Andy's on the train, right? He was supposed to, I don't think he can make it today. Okay. So uh, So Brandon, what are your thoughts about trying to make progress on this issue?
Looks interesting. I haven't looked at this one in a long while.
Yeah, that's right.
Feel,
So what is
feels like
happening? What's
something feels like something that would make sense in the extensions concept right now to
That's correct. That's
develop
exactly
something as an
where,
extension.
yeah. So we have implemented a sort search in the extensions. So I think this would be a good place where the OCI world and CNCF world can get sort of get married together. And once we have that as a working model, then I think it is a good place as a demo for other package managers to pick up this pattern if they want to participate in these ecosystems. So that's my thinking. Um, so I can do one thing, Brandon. So whatever I have in Zort in terms of the implementation, of course, it's currently Zort specific. I can sort of pull out some of those things and make a proposal out of it. So what do you think?
I would say before getting the proposal together, let's actually start to see what you've done and kind of hammer on it for a little bit. Make sure that
Okay.
everybody's happy with it.
Okay. So is it okay if I okay, so let's do that. So let's let me post a draft, some maybe in my personal report even here, and then folks can take a look. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So let me work on that the next couple of days.
And is the client for that right now just Helm, or do you have other?
No,
Client
it's
side.
it's ZLI, right? It's Zart CLI because it's not a standard. So it is we have a we have our own CLI there. So let me pull that up. So this is the actual extension. So let me post this here.
And I know Zot's really good about auth right now with a lot of the functionality over there. What does auth look like on the search API?
Auth is standard auth, whatever. So it has to hit the auth first and then come to the APIs.
Are they authenticating into a specific repository, or just is there a global auth setting?
It's a global auth, yeah.
Okay.
So the search results then could return results that you don't actually have access to pull or
That is
view.
correct. Yeah. So if you don't have visibility into certain repos, then those results will get truncated.
Okay, so it doesn't return. It only returns results that you actually have access to.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, cool.
At least that's how it is designed on modulo bugs. So. Okay, so I think so. The reason I'm proposing this is I think it's useful in both scenarios. So one of the pressing use cases on the CNCF side, at least from what Andy tells me, is that uh, Helm is sort of suffering with the lack of a standard search capability, because eventually it goes and hits it has to go and hit registries, and if without a search capability, then they have to build something within Helm itself, which we want to avoid. So maybe that is a viable path, because if Helm is going and hitting the OCI registries, and we have an ability to give the search functionality, then maybe that pattern can be extended to other package repositories as well. Where if they implement this, then maybe Helm can sort of interface with them too. So that seems to me at least a viable path forward, instead of boiling the ocean.
So are you trying to set like a standard interface to now like search these OCI registries?
Right. So one of the requirements for the one of the use cases is this. So these are the use cases that we want to first actually tackle. Um, And what we have done is, what we have done, at least the part of investigation is, we have written some tests where we are actually exploring if you do all these package managers have the ability to do all these things in underneath, right? So that's what we have done. And as you add more and more package managers to this test, you can get sort of a sense of whether things can be standardized across things. But the OCI path is I think the most important one, at least for both ecosystems, because OCI by itself is a standards body, right? And if you can actually propose this on the CNCF side, then tools like Helm can take advantage of it.
That makes a lot of sense. So what is OCI not working with y'all to build the standardization right now? Is that why there's so
Right.
many red
So
on theirs?
yes, so OCI has three specs, right? One is the runtime spec, one is the image spec, and one is the distribution spec. So the distribution spec governs how the registry should behave in a OCI standard way. And one big thing that is missing is this. Right, so this is the one that Steve actually proposed, saying that maybe you should start looking at it. So this has been a while back. And I think maybe this is the time to start looking at this.
Would CNAP help with this? I mean, I guess it is an extension and like you're just adding that metadata next to the OCI artifact. So I guess it is providing type of an interface. But as far as I'm aware right now, the CNAP spec isn't providing like any type of, I guess it is kind of providing search capabilities. Sorry, I've never thought of CNAP in this way. So it's just like an interesting use case.
Yeah, so even if CNAP basically has a an interface to do this kind of search, but is it something that we can standardize across, right? CNAP, OC, and things like that. So that's I think where we want to get to.
Oh, 100%. And this was like the original, use case for CNAB before, everything kind of went and shut down. CNAB was getting picked up to become that standardization. So when I saw all the meetings in the artifact group talking about like, having deployment standardization, artifact standardization, so that we don't have to use all these different registries, that was the original use case for CNAB. And so I think like it could honestly help with that, but we might just have to like tweak the spec a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So one thing that is happening in the OCI is at least we are sort of converging into this OCI artifacts world. So which means that we can start putting non-image things into OCI registries. So which means that now the search capability actually plays a much bigger role. Previously it was only images, now it is images and whatever non-images you want to search across. So there are some use cases evolving there.
Yeah, I mean, like if you have that within CNAP bundle, you add whatever artifacts you want around it, as long as it is within that bundle, you're not going to lose track of those. We're currently adding like being able to like push up SBOMs that are signed within CNAP right now, and so that's like a huge thing, being able to have that to have like SBOMs in your OCI registries.
Yeah, so that is something we are now able to do, at least with the recent changes that we are proposing. Kyle, right? Sorry.
So I was looking at CNAB and Duffel, like their Git repo is archived. Is it not under active development anymore?
No, Duffel was shut down a couple of years ago in favor of Porter. So basically what happened, CNAB happened, and then there was a couple of team that was building Duffel and then Porter. And Porter took a little bit of a different direction where it wasn't as closely tied to Docker. So even though right now Porter only has the driver to build basically like container images. Eventually, it's supposed to expand to have more of like different driver capabilities. So if you want a bundle implementation or like a bundle installer, you would use Porter. Are there things for this from the CNAB side that I could help like accelerate?
I think it would be good to have like a small presentation on what CNAB has today, so that we can at least learn from it for the folks who are
Right.
uninformed.
Cool.
We
I
could
mean,
also add it as a column to our table.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I mean, I don't know because CNAB is so closely tied to OCI, but also, I mean, CNAB is supposed to support like different artifacts types. If you're supposed to be able to build like Packer artifacts and then have a CNAB spec next to it. So I guess, yeah, it would work in this column. I just don't want to like make it too confusing, but that could work.
Okay. Mark that. Okay. Any other agenda items that people want to talk about? So we are planning a CNCF artifacts talk in the upcoming KubeCon Paris. So we have to work out what we need to talk about yet. Not sure of, not clear on what that's supposed to be, but something is going to be presented. It's just FYI for you guys. Okay, Brandon, anything you want to add?
Nothing from me.
Okay. All right, I think we can close this meeting also and give you half an hour back.
All right. Thanks, Rom.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.